Hey there, this is Dr. Tamika Hall, and I'm really honored to be able to come to you today and to talk to you about being marvelously complex. I was asked by Pastor Linda Dominique Grosvenor to come in to just talk to you about a space where I felt very insecure and how God was able to bring me out of that. And so I'm really honored to talk to you about that. And I hope that you walk away from this feeling encouraged that you are marvelously complex. See, when you look in Psalm 139, 13, and 14, it speaks about the fact that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. But if you were to look at it in the New Living Translation, it shares with us that we are marvelously complex. And so, if you have ever felt like you were unlovable, like you were unworthy, and like you were not enough because you are different, because you have different things that make you who you are, because you are complex, I'm hoping that you're going to leave from this video recognizing that it's okay for you to be complex, that you're valued in your complexities, and that God handcrafted you marvelously so. So the doorway to my pain and my insecurities, it really started as a child. Now, I'm going to tell you, I grew up in a two-parent household. I had the perfect ingredients, according to a lot of the world standards, for living a very healthy and confident life. But I grew up very insecure. And it really started at the age of 5. The enemy attempted to snatch my identity at the age of 5 years old. I was molested in the presence of a group of teenagers. And then I found myself raped as a teenager. And then I was in and out of abusive relationships as an adult. And let me tell you something, I wore my pain like an accessory, and I wore it well. I was able to dress it up with the lipstick and the big hair and the heels. And if you see my collection of heels, the higher the better. Okay. And I would go to church and I would praise people happy as a praise and worship leader on Sunday morning. But as soon as service was over and I'd put my children to bed at night, I would be searching the cushions of my couch to find loose change so that I could go to the liquor store and buy some cheap alcohol that same evening. I was broken and I didn't realize it. I was broken because I didn't feel worthy. I was broken and nobody around me knew it. People didn't understand because I was able to hide it with a smile. And it wasn't until I became an adult and I took these insecurities to God. Excuse me. It wasn't until I went to God about my insecurities and did the brave thing of facing myself in the mirror. Oh my God. Why did I do that? When you face yourself in the mirror, you have to face all of the ugly things about yourself. You got to face all the things that you've shoved into this imaginary closet, and you have to truly stand naked before yourself and look at yourself for everything that you've done to keep yourself locked away, to keep yourself bound. But in me looking at myself in the mirror and saying, you're a people pleaser. You've given your body, you've given money, you've given your brains. I would give of myself just to feel worthy. And when I finally began to be honest with myself, then the Lord really began to show me how the enemy had been plotting against me my entire life. And it started at the age of 5. And I want you to understand that the thing that you've been battling, the enemy has been after you your whole life. He does not like you. He has never liked you. He never sleeps. He never stops coming for you. He never stops researching you to figure out what it is that is your weakness. But I'm telling you that if you stand naked before God, if you stand before God and you allow God to hold you while you look at yourself in the mirror, if you allow God to begin to build you up in the space where you feel the most broken, God is about to fortify you. He's going to fortify your faith, and he is going to build your confidence. And I remember recently, I'd gone through my second divorce, and I declared a man fast. I was like, I'm going to do something I've never done before. Because see, from the age of 5, I learned to define my worth and my value with my body. And I learned, for me, how much somebody cared about me was rated according to how they treated my body and if they wanted me. And I didn't like to be alone. And I didn't like not being in a relationship. And I loved being defined as so-and-so's girlfriend or so-and-so's wife. And I never knew what it was like to be alone. I never knew what it was like to enjoy my own company. And I remember I began, after my second divorce, I said, I'm going to go on a man fast. It was probably the hardest thing I could have ever done in my life. I decided to go on a man fast. And it was during those 2 years of time that God really began to work on me. And he worked on me even after that as well. But it was during that time that God began to show me through Isaiah 43:4, he told me that I was loved. Isaiah 43:1, God told me that I'm chosen. Matthew 10:29-31, God told me that I was valued. Isaiah 43:4, God told me that he would go to the ends of the earth just for me. And when I gave my brokenness to God, he healed the fragments of my heart. And he removed the baggage that came from being molested. He removed the baggage of not understanding my identity. Because when that's snatched from you as a child, you really don't understand. He removed the baggage that had been stored there. And God began to replace it with purpose. And I'm going to tell you, when I first went to Papa, that's what I call God. When I first went to him, I just wanted the pain to stop. I never thought for a million years that on the other side of me giving him my pain, like at that point, I just wanted to shove my pain at him. I was like, take it. I don't want it. But in the moment of me giving my pain to God, he met me there. And he gave me purpose. And he gave me value. And he told me of my worth. And he began to tell me that I was the daughter of the King. And he began to tell me the plans that he had for my life. And so I hope that you understand that even though the enemy's been after you your entire life, even though he's been charging after you and learning all your isms and your schisms, all of the things that you've gone through, they've merely been steps to you getting closer and closer to God and closer to your purpose. And I want you to understand that there truly is purpose in your pain. And I want you to understand that even though other people may not understand you, that even though people may not even like you, that God is bringing purpose to your pain. And that you have been made marvelously complex. There's a reason for you being different. There's a reason why God created you to be unique. God said you are marvelously complex. So I hope that you'll take that with you. I hope that you'll take Psalm 139:13-14, and that it will resonate on the inside of you. Listen, I love you. You were created to make God famous. He's anointed you to do hard things. I love you. Have a good day.